A top tier LR is coming with double rates, but should you summon? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the upcoming Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and Super Saiyan Trunks. This is the upcoming Carnival LR coming to both Global and JP Dokkan for a shared double rates Christmas celebration. So in today's video, we are answering that age-old question: should you summon? As always, in order to answer this question, we're going to look at three different things. Number one, we're going to take a look at the unit itself, determine whether that unit is good enough to justify a multi or a few on the banner. Then we will take a look at what could possibly be on the banner, as this is a shared banner. We don't know quite what'll be here yet, but we can make some pretty good guesstimations and make our judgment from there. And then finally, we'll take a look at what lies ahead. Should you choose to go in on this double rates banner, what might you be giving up here in the near future? So let's go ahead, let's kick things off. Let's take a look at the unit. They are a Carnival LR, meaning they are a 200% flat lead for the Super Saiyans category. They have an entrance animation that can be activated once only. They have attack effective against all types and reduce damage received by 30% for 5 turns from the entry turn when there are 2 or more Super Saiyans or movie heroes on the team. They also get Key 3 and attack and defense 180%, plus an additional attack and defense 130% when attacking. They get an additional Key 3 per int key sphere obtained, and randomly change key spheres of a certain type to int when there's another Super Saiyans or movie heroes category ally in the same turn. They launch additional attacks that have a high chance of becoming a super attack for every 3 key spheres obtained, up to 3 additional attacks in the turn. They have an active skill that can be activated when all allies in the same turn are Super Saiyans, starting from the 3rd turn or from the 6th turn from the start of battle. That active skill will massively raise attack temporarily, cause ultimate damage, and create critical hits for the turn. On their super attacks, on the 18 key, they are greatly raising attack and defense for the turn. Or for 3 turns rather, so that's basically, as long as you're maintaining the 18 key every turn, you're getting about, you know, a balance out of about 30 to 50% attack, so pretty good. From their attack and defense rather. On their 12 key, each of those 12 key supers is also greatly raising his attack, so it's more or less a double attack stack each turn if you're getting the, well, quadruple actual, because it's a greatly raised, right? Quadruple attack stack for 3 turns, as long as you are maintaining it every single turn. So like if you drop a turn, because it's 3 turns and not 4, right? If you drop out a turn where like you launch the 18 key but you don't double this up, you know, you'll lose out on a 30% attack for a turn, but that you'll quickly gain it back if he ends up launching another super. So I mean, these guys, let's start with the obvious. These guys hit like a truck. Let's back that up. No. They don't hit like a truck. They hit like a train carrying a cargo full of trucks. Like, they are just insanely powerful. Like, I think we calculated their active skill turn, right? The active skill itself can, on a full Super Saiyan's team with the best links, the best, possible scenario, you're talking about an active skill that can deal close to 60 million damage, right? Combine that with the amount, like a best possible scenario 5 super turn, you're talking about over 100 million in damage this guy is putting out. Like, it's kind of insane how powerful they are when they put up, right? They are arguably the most powerful LR to date in terms of raw attack power. I think Vegeta Blue is probably the closest that comes out to them, and these guys, I mean, looking at the fact that it is a high chance and it's based around the key spheres, I'd almost want to argue that they're a tad bit more consistent in the amount of damage they're putting out. It's really kind of crazy. I'm sure you guys have seen the private server showcases. Honestly, I wish I had the time to do them because I really want to play around with this unit. But hey, I mean, they're going to be out here real soon, so no need to worry there. Now, on that, right, the big drawback to them is their defense, to be completely honest. And this is a small nitpick, right? Their max defense taps out at about 1.1 million at 55%, and I think 1.3 to 1.5 on rainbow status, which is not bad. Well, it's still good defense. It will tank every normal in the game. The only supers they would struggle with, assuming they have a full Super Saiyans team or Movie Heroes team and max HP, I think the only super that hits them or kills them is sort of Hope Trunks. They will survive an Int Samoth super if they've gotten all of their supers. You might not survive the turn, but they themselves will not be the cause of that death. I think you'll still take like 700k in damage, which is pretty impressive for a Fizz type unit, right? And a boss that's dealing 1.75 mil in a super. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive what these guys are actually capable of. So, I would have to say, knowing all of that, these guys are a definite summon. They get my thumbs up for the summon for the character, even if everything else on the banner turns out to be complete and utter garbage. They alone would be worth your stones, to be completely honest, especially that this is on a double rates banner. So they go ahead and get my thumbs up for the character. But of course, we have to acknowledge that they will not exist on this banner on their own. So should you choose to summon on their banner, what could be on there that may also justify your summon? Well, at the moment, we don't currently know. Their banner doesn't look to be animated, so there is no data on the banner in the data download, and because this is shared LR, we have no idea what could be here, but we can take our best guesstimations based on previous Carnival banners here in the month of December, and also some other choice decisions that may lead us to see what happened here on Global. So last year's Christmas LR on JP was the Super Saiyan Goku, LR 5 guys over here, right? The plan to eradicate the Saiyans Goku. And this banner was a double rates banner down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is that? I think this was 12 featured units, right? So this was before the... Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 12. Okay, 12 featured units, which makes sense, right? This was before the reduction on these double rates banners, so it was a double rates with 12 featured units, and not the best banner, to be completely honest. But LR5 guys, for the time of his release, was definitely worth a summon, right? They brought back the previous Christmas double rates LRs, the Gohan, and surprisingly not the hit in God Goku, who were the year prior, but Gohan instead. So they brought back Gohan and then future Gohan and Trunks, both Christmas LRs on JP. On Global, we ended up having Fuse Zamos as our Christmas LR, so we're not going to use that because that was just a revamped yellow coin LR. However, JP has also had one other Carnival banner that has since applied the reduction in characters, right? So they had this banner earlier in the year as the Tanabata Part 2 as a Carnival LR, and this Carnival banner had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 10 featured units. So a little bit better in terms of double rates. You have a much greater chance of pulling a new character. So that's really good. However, the banner itself still not as good, right? It featured previous double rates characters such as the LR5 guys and the LR future Gohan and Trunks. Now, it stands to reason that this is the likely scenario for Global. So Global will, the most likely scenario for this banner for Global will be LR5 guy, or the new LR Super Saiyan Trio, LR 5 guys, and probably LR Future Gohan and Trunks. Like, that's what this banner is going to look like on Global. On JP, this banner is probably going to be the LR Super Saiyan Trio, LR Omega, and LR 5 guys, right? In terms of the 3 LRs being featured. However, there might also be a slight change, because on Global, during the... let me find the banner here. Where is it? This banner here, right? On Gohan's Carnival banner during Worldwide, Global moved LR 5 guys into Gohan's banner, off of a different Carnival banner. So there's also a possibility that they could be placing someone else here instead, and I think that someone else might actually be the Anniversary Carnival LRs, as they have yet to return on Global. On JP, they've already returned once on those WWC banners that I showed you. So there's a good chance that the Kai Goku and Gohan can show up as the 1 and 2 slots here for these guys. It's not highly likely. I give it a 50-50 shot, right? You know, more or less a not zero chance. It could happen. It makes sense to happen, as otherwise there's no really other time slot. We did a whole video on this the other day. So knowing that those are the possibilities to come for this banner, I would say it's twofold, right? If it ends up just being a copy paste of this banner, but just thrown up there with the new LR, kind of holds the banner back, right? It's not really going to matter what all of these guys are. For sure, that Fizz Trunks that's CCA is going to be on there, and then the rest of them will probably just be random Super or Saiyan General Pool units. Probably like that AGL Super Saiyan Vegeta, and a few other units. So, I mean, I wouldn't expect the rest of the banner to be do good in this case. However, if the banner ends up being the Kai Goku and the Gohan, like we predicted, then that shoots the value of this banner up. So I will kind of have to double this recommendation. If it's this way, the banner gets a thumbs down from me, right? It's just not going to be good enough to justify, even on a double rates. Like, it's just not going to be a good banner, right? However, if they do bring back Kai Goku and Gohan, I would say the banner gets a thumbs up, as most people either skipped Anniversary, or you're like me and got completely and utterly and totally shafted on that banner, and this may be your only other chance to pick them up. So if it ends up being them, then it is a plus, and I would give the recommendation to the banner. So we have 2 routes here. We have one in the category for summon for the character, and we have one in the category of summon for the banner if it includes Kai Goku and Kid Gohan, but also none in the category of banner if it's a copy paste of this. So that only leaves us with one other consideration, and that is what lies ahead if we decide to jump in on this double rates banner here. Then what are we giving up? Well, because it's the end of the year, there isn't a whole lot left that we need to consider, unlike previous banners we talked about. There is really only the New Year's step up left for Global. We have the Tanabata banner, but really you shouldn't be summoning on that banner anyways. That banner is strictly here so you can pick up the 8th anniversary LRs with coins. All right, so the next likely thing to come for us is the Tanabata banner, and then the New Year's step up. I always include this because if you're a newer player, this is a humongous value for you. You are guaranteed 2 free yellow coin LRs and a whole host of other Dokkan Fest exclusives. You'll be picking up a guaranteed Easy A unit in the first step, yellow coin LR guaranteed in the second step. In this case, it'll be the 2022 Dokkan Fests here, and then the 2023 Dokkan Fests up to, I think it'll be up to Kale, or up to... yeah, it should be up to Kale on here. So this is going to be a pretty good banner, and then it'll have all yellow coin LRs up to Super Boo here. So really good opportunity if you are a newer player, and I do think they're going to do something a little extra special for this. So for 200 stones, you're getting one character in each of these slots. It's a pretty good deal for newer players out there, so you may want to consider saving at least 200 stones for this banner. After that, New Year's is going to happen, and one of two things is going to happen. We're going to get another shared celebration, which could include a new banner with 2 new LRs like it did last year with the Gohan and the Piccolo, or we're going to proceed forward with the next Dokkan Fest, right? In terms of next Dokkan Fest, we should be seeing the Super Trunks, the androids, Ribrianne LR should probably be taking place in mid-January, if not then February, and then obviously the Gohan and Piccolo and the Omega. To be completely honest, as much as I love a lot of these characters, knowing that we have the possibility of a sync on the horizon whenever that happens, that's going to really kind of limit which characters you should summon for. Honestly, in terms of upcoming banners with the most value, crazy enough, it's probably this banner here. It contains God Goku and Path to Power Kid Goku, and the droids are pretty good. They have their issues, but they are pretty good. But the fact that this banner would include these two, not too bad. But by the time this comes around, we'll also be closer to Saiyan Day, which will also have him and a few other good Dokkan Fest exclusives too. The Gohan and Piccolo banner isn't bad, right? Turles is good, Yamcha's good. This is another good banner, along with the pretty good banner unit that would work well with Turles. So, I mean, there's some good stuff here. So if you choose to summon on this double race banner, know that you are giving up one of these Dokkan Fest exclusives. So something to consider. So in terms of what lies ahead, knowing that we have the possibility, the big possibility of a New Year's shared campaign that will bring 2 new powerful LRs, and if they're anything like last year's LRs, they're going to be number 1 and number 2 in the game more than likely. So gotta kind of say that what lies ahead probably going to take a little more precedent. As fun as this unit is, I mean, I would hesitate to believe that they're going to be better than the New Year's or the upcoming 9th anniversary LRs, who should be teased probably in the middle of January. By the end of the month, right before the end of the month, by the 20th of this month, we should have a teaser for the New Year's LRs. So something to consider when you're looking at summoning on this banner. So in terms of the unit, I give it a +1 for the unit. There's a 1 in the category of summon there. I give 1 in the category of summon for if the banner includes Kai Goku and Kid Gohan, and then I kind of give a no summon for what lies ahead. I kind of feel like New Year's is a bit too important to be going really deep on this double raids banners. I know double raids are enticing, but these guys are probably going to be really good. So given all of that information, I'm going to go ahead and tier my recommendation. We haven't done a tiered recommendation in a while, but I do think that this is probably necessary for these guys knowing what lies ahead. So first and foremost, we do know that this banner will have tickets here on Global. So if you're pay to play, low to play, this is something you should consider. So I will say this: if you are 1,000 stones or greater, I would say if you're free to play, do about 200, 250. On an LR banner, that's usually a good indicator. If you're pulling something within that, that's a good indicator of pulling of what your luck is going to be like. If you go 250 and you don't even get an LR on an LR banner, that's time to stop. So I would say no more than 250 if you are 1,000 stones or greater. We got about another 200 stones incoming between now and the end of the year, so keep that in mind. If you are 500 to 800 stones, I would recommend maybe doing no more than the discounts if they're available, otherwise no more than 150 to 200. If you are anything below 500 stones, then I do not recommend you push on this banner. Maybe a multi or two just to help build up your carnival coins, but otherwise you should steer clear of this banner, or at least wait until the 20th to do your summons when we get the teaser for the New Year's LRs, and see if that's something that scratches your fancy, right? If you're pay to play, below to play, obviously do your tickets first and then maybe dip after that, just so we can be prepared for what comes next, because I feel like it's going to be a little more important to your box than these guys, even though these guys are really good. So guys, that is it for the video. A bit of a longer one this time because it's a lot we have to consider. However, if you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, are you summoning for LR Super Saiyan Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks? If so, what are you hoping to see on their banner along with them? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.